Hello and welcome. If you are somebody that is having anxiety about the workplace in any of its forms, then this video is going to be for you. I'm going to be sharing with you some simple strategies that you can do and action points that you can take to reduce that anxiety about the work situation. And I've been doing this work for the last 15 years and helping people live a life beyond anxiety. So if you are passionate about that, please give this video a like. Please subscribe so you're not going to miss out on any other future content coming from me. So let's dive in. But one of the top things that people do get anxious about is the workplace. So why is that? Well, within the workplace, there's a lot of expectation and pressure that is put on us. Sometimes we are dealing with massive workloads that we feel like we're not coping with. Sometimes we're dealing with challenging colleagues or challenging bosses. Sometimes we feel like we've got imposter syndrome, so we feel like we're not able to do the job, that we're a fraud in some way, that we're going to get caught out. And people can experience all kinds of symptoms, and these can be physical symptoms. We can find that our heart rate is increasing. Maybe we're getting heart palpitations. We can experience excessive sweating, for example. We can have hot flushes. We can have cold flushes. Quite often this can interfere with our stomach and our digestive issues, and also the mental symptoms as well. So this constant worrying of thoughts, this constant worrying, lack of concentration, lack of focus, distractibility, lack of productivity. So if any of this is resonating with you, please do give me a yes in the chat box. And when you combine this with high expectations that other people might be putting on us, this might be our boss, maybe it's expectations that we're putting on ourselves. There's a lot going on there, and this all leads to this stress response and feeling like we are under threat. So let's dive into some strategies that you can put into place to manage and reduce this work anxiety. Now, the first strategy is to talk to somebody about your anxiety, and I know the tendency can be to try and sit with this ourselves, to try and manage this ourselves, to not let anybody know about it. But believe me, having overcome anxiety myself and helped so many people, dealing with this is really important, and sitting with it by yourself is not going to solve the issue, because if you were able to think your way out of anxiety by yourself, you would have done it by now. And sometimes we need to communicate that. We can feel like we're being supported. And I don't know whether it's you need to speak to your boss or one of your colleagues, someone that you trust, or maybe you need to speak to a friend or a family member first, someone that you trust. But the important thing is that you don't do this alone and that you talk to somebody about how you are feeling. So the first strategy, talk to somebody about this. Now the second strategy relates to this, because through talking about this, you also want to ask for the support that you need. Because people cannot know where you're at mentally unless you explain it. People cannot know what support you need. So whether it's that you need some more supervision, maybe it's that you need to reduce your workload, maybe it's actually that you need some time off, maybe it's that something needs to be restructured in the work that's causing you massive anxiety, but you cannot expect other people to mentally read your mind. Nobody has these magical powers. Nobody is actually an X-Man. They can't read your mind. So you've got to ask for that support. You've got to ask for that support. So make the time to have that conversation with your boss or your colleague or your supervisor, whoever it is. And I'm going to invite you to write the points down that you want to cover as well, so you can prepare in advance. Because I know what it's like when you're feeling anxious, your mind is all over the place. You don't always say the things that you need to say. You get overwhelmed, get fused, you can bumble your words. So write this down on a piece of paper and take that in to make sure that you are going to cover all the points that you need to cover, and be clear on what it is that you need in terms of support, because we all need support sometimes. And I know we can think that if we have to ask for support, we're weak or we're not good enough. It's not the case. It's just what you need right now while you're experiencing this anxiety. And it's about having people on board that are going to support you in that and be able to help you make those changes that you need to make. And the third strategy I want to put to you is that regularly throughout the day, create some space. Give yourself a few moments to ground yourself, to breathe, to pause, and to take a moment. Because I have to do this all the time. I know that when I'm super busy with work and I've got 1,000,001 things on my to-do list, it's almost like I don't deserve to take a moment because I haven't checked off my to-do list. Nobody checks off their to-do list, okay? It's always going to be ongoing. But what I have found, and what I have found that helps so many people, is throughout the day to take a moment. And you can do this while sitting at your desk. All it is the case of is putting your attention somewhere other than what's going on in your mind. And a really simple way to do this is to start to pay attention to the contact between your feet and the floor, or to pay attention to the contact between your bum and the seat. It doesn't matter what it is, but just take a moment just to do some regular nice deep breaths and just to move and shift that focus from your mind down into some sort of tangible physical experience that's happening in reality right now. And that's really going to help you because it gets you out of the habit of being stuck in your mind and it brings your focus down as well. And the fourth strategy is to move your body. Now, I can be sitting at the computer for hours at a time. I find that my shoulders are hunched. And when we're anxious, we tend to hold our body in this tense position. We tend to hold our body, our muscles tight. And what this does is because your muscles are tight, it sends a message to your mind to be more stressed and to be more anxious. So I'm going to invite you throughout the day, just get up and do a couple of laps of the office. Just get up and go for a 5-minute walk around the car park if you can. Walk to the toilet, make sure you get up and get yourself a drink, but make sure you do your body, just roll your shoulders around, roll your neck around. Because what that does is when you move your body, it helps also to shift emotional states as well. Because if you've been stuck in one position for too long, then it's going to cement and lock you into that emotional state as well. So I make sure, even if I get up, go up and down the stairs a couple of times and then sit back down, maybe I stand up and I just turn around a couple of times. Maybe I'll put some music on and dance when no one's watching. But just making a point of move your body to break that state throughout the day. Now, I'm going to invite you to put in the chat box which of these strategies are you willing to try and implement in your life, because you don't have to implement them all at once, but I'm going to challenge you, which strategy are you going to put into place? Are you going to talk to somebody? Are you going to ask for that support? Are you going to move your body more? Are you going to take a moment to ground yourself and take a moment to breathe and to pay attention to your feet on the floor? I want to know, because I want to know that you're going to take something away, because beating anxiety takes action. It takes for us to do something different, because if you always do what you've always done, you're always going to get what you've always got. So do something different. Now, if you have liked this video, please give it a like. And if you think someone in your community or someone else might get benefit from it, then please do share this video and please do hit the subscribe button as well. Now, beating anxiety is way beyond the scope of one video on YouTube. So I have prepared a free online masterclass for you. It's totally free to attend, online completely, so you don't even have to leave the house, and the link is in the description, so you can get registered, totally free to attend. And I'm going to be sharing with you what anxiety is, simple strategies to overcome that, so you can really get a grip on what's happening to you and how you can take those steps to living a life beyond anxiety. So you are amazing. I'm David Williams. I've been doing this work for the last 15 years and I love nothing more. So wishing you a good day and letting you know you have totally got this. You are amazing, and wishing you all the best from Beyond Anxiety Method, and I'll see you very soon.